Midnight on the Seine, city lights glow. No word from you, but I still know you're out there somewhere in the Paris rain, humming softly like a distant train. Sidewalk cafes closed, Rue de Rivoli bare, but I swear I catch you in the air, like a ghost of a song we never wrote, floating up past the cobblestone. No phone call, no text, no reply, but there's music when I close my eyes. I hear you sing, I can hear your song play, even though you're not singing, even though you're far away, by the Eiffel Tower, under November sky. Your silence is a lullaby. I hear you sing when the whole world's gone quiet. Your heart's the only thing I'm hearing tonight. We said meet me where the iron meets the stars. Now I'm here with a Metro card and scars. Tourists laugh, but I'm listening for your voice in the wind that's whistling. A street musician plays our song. Didn't know he knew, but he's not wrong. Every note says you were here, maybe left just as I appeared. No footsteps, no name, no sign, but you're keeping perfect time. I hear you sing, I can hear your song play, even though you're not singing, even though you're far away, by the Eiffel Tower, where we said we'd meet. Your memory's got a steady beat. I hear you sing when the whole world's gone quiet. Your heart's the only thing I'm hearing tonight. Je t'entends chanter sous la tour Eiffel. Je viens rêver, même si tu n'es pas là. Ta voix résonne dans mes pas. Je t'entends chanter dans le silence de Paris. Ton absence est une mélodie que mon cœur a compris. Maybe love don't need a voice. Maybe missing you's a kind of noise, the kind that fills the Paris streets when two souls miss their chance to meet. I hear you sing, I can hear your song play, even though you're not singing, even though you're far away, by the Eiffel Tower, where we said we'd meet. Your memory's got a steady beat. I hear you sing when the whole world's gone quiet. Your heart's the only thing I'm hearing tonight.
It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the Amp Media Studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat in the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in toll free 888-994-4995, Studio A right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
All right, welcome to the midday. Yes, I know we're a little late. We were in a meeting. Stuff.
We got some new crews, some exciting things happening. I was telling our guests today that every 24 hours it changes. Depending on what crew we have in here through the foundation is how the dynamics change. And you and I have to be on board and switch on a dime.
Oh, we have to be able to tell them what lights to put on, how to put more lights over here, less lights over there, what camera's going to go. And then you have Brooklyn, who's running the whole...
We have Brooklyn and Gabe and FBI. Our constants. And McDonald's is back, which is great. She's doing some BTS and behind the scenes. Some new things happening.
Oh, BTS.
BTS. I had to explain it because in case you said, what?
I didn't know what the hell that was.
I know, that's why I explained it for you.
Interesting. And she's sitting over 4 years. Why? I'm still trying to figure this whole thing out.
Anyway, a lot of good things happening, a lot of opportunities. Today we're talking, it's interesting. You were saying that Casper is your emotional support animal.
Yes, he is. All 30 pounds of him.
Is what?
30 pounds.
30 pounds, Maine Coon. Is it Maine, M-A-I-N or M-A-N, Maine Coon?
Yes. I don't know. I don't ask him how he spells it.
Matt, is it a Maine Coon or Man Coon?
Maine, I think, like the state.
Like the state, M-A-I-N-E? Interesting.
He's just huge.
He's beautiful. I've seen pictures. He is like this big, fluffy, he's got his own living facility in your apartment.
He does. He has a little condo. It's a 6 foot by 6 foot condo inside your apartment because Casper has some bad habits. So I had to get a big cage for him. He's a big animal. It's like a big giant chicken coop.
But he's your emotional support animal.
He is, legally. Well, not legally.
So when you move into apartments, it's the whole thing. So
yeah, I have to have it. Otherwise, you got to pay for it.
We've got attorney
or they don't let you do it
here, and we're going to be talking emotional support animals. And a new friend at the studio, we've got Debbie Dietz, and we're talking about aging in place, thoughtful living for the next stage in life, which is kind of nice. Thoughtful living. How do we do it? Right? It's a nice way to reposition what's next. It's all about change. Sometimes change is good, but change is never easy. You're a big proponent of change. I have a harder time with it.
Well, if change comes, you better adapt or you fall behind.
You know, you want to bring those things close to you while you change it. It's kind of like the new crew we had today. I kept them close to me, so then I let them fly. I have a very hard time letting them fly.
I say, okay, you guys got to get out of the office. You got to go find another place to sit. You can't be in here. Got to go.
You kick the chickens out of the nest really fast.
And then I'm like walking through them. They're big guys. And I'm like, okay, why is this happening?
I know. But some new things happening, which is really nice. Season is upon us. Some great events happening. Save the date, UltraCon, Comic-Con, September 18th, 19th, and 20th. Today? Where was I?
And he says to me, I don't know where you were. You were back there where you always at. He says to me, was I supposed to be here today or Thursday? Thursday. Oh, and they left. They have 100 other things to do. I said, oh, go do your thing.
So save the date, September 18th, 19th, and 20th. September 24th, we're going to be at the Easton Hotel with our South Florida, a great networking opportunity rooftop, see what's happening around town. And then I know there's some things happening in November, but we're going to hold off. Let's get through September 1st.
Also, those are open events to the public. They want you to come on out and support. They're looking for sponsorships. Availability still at the big convention center if you want to be part of that, to sell your goods. We have people from China coming over. I made a bet. Yeah. I made a bet, and people laughed at me that I wasn't going to get it done. The lady with the dolls is coming. There will be a Dawn doll. There will be a Freddy doll. They will be packaged and everything else. We're going to see what we do with them, but they're coming.
That's scary.
So just jump on those, especially both events. Come on out, be supportive. Free events for the second one. The first one is admission. You have to pay. And I think they said a package of the 3 days is cheaper than buying
for UltraCon, Comic-Con, yeah. I think it's $70 for the weekend. Or
there's also like some wrestlers. I hear the commission's going to be there Saturday with his group.
Very nice.
So I guess I'll meet him there.
Okay.
But there's a lot of fun, a lot of different things going on. Lizzie Martinez is going to be joining the crew also. We haven't decided the date yet, but she's going to bring all of her factors into the play. And then I got some other surprises. On Wednesday, the AI show, we have different segments, different things that we're going to be offering because season is here and it's time to go.
Women in AI. All right, you want to get right into this?
Let's do this.
All right, let's send the cameras over to Matt Dietz. We're talking emotional support animals and why they're important and how do we have them, I guess, legally in our place of business. So, Matt, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dawn.
Give us some background on what you do and why this is your passion.
Okay, I've been a disability rights lawyer for the past 30 years, and I've noticed that there are about 20% of our population are people with disabilities, many people with mental health issues, and they really don't understand what the law is, what they can do, what they can't do, and what are the steps, because sometimes the steps are more important than anything else.
Mental health law, things that are going with mental health right now, we talked about it a little bit yesterday. It's so hard because people don't want to say they have mental health complications, issues. It's not even a good word to describe it, right? If you have a headache, I've got a headache. You don't say I have a physical health issue. There's something to call it. But if you walk around saying I have anxiety, I have depression, there's a big red flag on that. So it's hard. The verbiage, I don't think, is really clear of a way that is non-judgmental yet.
There is an incredible stigma when anything dealing with mental health at all, especially when somebody takes medications or somebody uses something that will call them out as a person who has a mental health issue, whether it's anxiety, whether it's depression, whether it's even more serious. But emotional support animals are one of these natural things, like the Maine Coon cat. What could be better than having a 40-pound cat lay on top of you? Freddie, how much does your cat weigh?
About 30 pounds.
Yeah, I mean, it is a sense of comfort. And my thought is when people say that emotional support animals, this whole issue is abused, what I say is the industry for anti-anxietals and antidepressants is huge, a multi-billion-dollar industry in the United States. And having a pet is healthy, it's safer, and it gives you a lot more comfort. Like when you hold your pet and cuddle your pet, you get a jolt of oxytocin that makes you better. Now, a lot of people have them, and I think most of the people that do have emotional support animals really do need them because they do have anxiety, they do have depression. And I've been litigating these cases since, 1995.
Wow. And the nice thing about somebody like you is that there are people who not only need them, they live by it. You see, when I come home, Casper hears me all the way from the garage because Linda tells me he's at the door waiting. So, and then he sits there and he begins to talk. This cat has all of a sudden, I've had him 10 years now. All he does is talk. And the meow here and the meow, and there are things that he wants. So he goes to one corner, I know what he wants, that's food. He goes to another corner, I know what he wants, it's his litter box clean. This cat needs a clean litter. Otherwise, he's gonna let you know, which was the problem I had with Casper at the beginning, is I didn't understand him at all. So you can't really tell somebody that it's not emotional it is emotional. My question to you is a lot of buildings, like the building I went into, I had to pass a test for the cat. They had to meet the cat. They had to make sure that the cat was a cat. They could not believe that he was 30 pounds of a cat. I have to take insurance out on the cat. All of these rules. And then the emotional cat thing, you have to pay for it, or you got to get somebody to give you a letter that says he is an emotional cat.
Well, it's legally, you don't even need the letter. If in order to have an emotional support animal, you just need to have you need to have depression or anxiety, or being treated for depression or anxiety, and your doctor has to write a note that says you have an emotional support animal, you are being treated, and the emotional support animal lessens the symptoms of your disability. So all you need is you need to go to your doctor, and it doesn't even have to be a doctor. It could be a social worker. It could be a therapist. It could be anybody who has knowledge of and is treating you for that specific disability. So you don't need a license. There are no registries. All of those issues are another way to make it easier for you, but all you need literally is a letter from your doctor or your social worker or your therapist saying that the cat is necessary for your equal use and enjoyment of the home. And the interesting part about that is that they can't ask you questions about the nature or extent of your disability. And necessary has a really good legal definition. Does it lessen the effects of your disability? Does it make you feel better? Does it make you feel less anxious? Does it make you feel not so depressed? Can you sleep better at night with your cat draped across you? That is what makes your animal necessary. So the most important thing in this and any other disability issue is your medical provider being in the loop, and especially if you're on antidepressants or anti-anxietals, because there rarely is a doctor that's going to say, nah, animal's not going to help you, because it does. It's a proven link.
All right, Matt, so type of animal. Dogs and cats we know, but then we get to small ponies, ducks, geckos, those
snakes,
bearded dragons.
Yeah.
Does it matter what kind of animal that can be deemed an emotional support animal?
Yeah, it does. In order to have an emotional support animal, the animal has to be reasonable, in addition for it to be necessary for you. And reasonability has been defined as what's a normal pet. What is something that somebody who would usually use? Of course, a normal pet is a dog or a cat, but in some places people have chickens. So if chickens are a normal pet in your neighborhood, then you could have a chicken or a duck. Now, I once had a client that lived in a home, and he had a duck named Prima Donna, and the duck wore diapers inside. Hey, whatever you need, just as long as it doesn't bother anybody else, that's fine. Now, the only thing the law requires you to do is if you do have an unusual animal, you have to have a reason why you need that. Like, for example, bearded dragons are great for somebody that has an allergy to fur.
True. Interesting. Wow. All right, it goes on and on. And you give background, type of attorney you are, is not just for emotional support animals, but you work with fair housing. You do a lot of things to help people.
I'm a civil rights lawyer. I've represented people because of their protected status, and I've found that disability is really one of those areas that there is very little representation. So I do anything involving discrimination about disabilities, but I focus on those issues that happen before you want to sue. For example, how do you ask for a reasonable accommodation in housing or in your job or in the public? What do you do? What type of letters do you need? And those are the things that I like to do.
Which is huge. So this is going to continue to unfold, because asking for accommodations and then having the person in the workplace that can make the accommodations is always the change.
It's a challenge, yeah.
When I worked in elementary school as a special ed teacher, parents didn't want their neurotypical kids working in class with someone labeled with a disability. But then we had the pull-out, so the kids would be with me. I was trained to teach them, but you need someone who's trained. So in the workplace, there has to be someone that will help with the modifications. And if not, then you need to bring somebody in that will make the modifications, whether it's a physical workspace accommodation or a time accommodation or a computer or a food accommodation. I bet now with everyone and their peanut allergies, probably is a civil rights thing too.
Oh, absolutely. Any disability is considered to be a thing. Now, the one thing that people always get wrong that I see is they go to their supervisors and say, I need an accommodation, or I need X, Y, and Z for my disability. And every company that essentially has over 15 people will have an HR department with somebody that answers these questions. And so many times people just don't follow their own internal policies on what to do.
If there are even internal policies, sometimes policies have to be created, right, because you never had that situation. So you meet someone that might have a physical accommodation that you need, but then you've got someone else who's got a mental health accommodation or anxiety that now needs to be figured out. How are they working that out?
Oh, there's just so much stigma. But the bottom line rule for employment is it a reasonable accommodation, or does it have an undue burden or some undue financial burden to the company? An undue financial burden isn't dependent on the cost benefits. It's dependent on the size of the company. So if you're dealing with a school system, your accommodation can be actually more than they pay you to do the job. So it's really interesting how this is done. And the other thing is, wow, is it a direct threat? For example, if you have a mobility issue and you have trouble walking, do you really want to work around ladders? No, that would be a direct threat.
Now, I know that certain people, I've gone to restaurants, and they bring in the furry animals, and they have water for them outside and everything else. Is every pet owner allowed to go to every restaurant, or does the restaurant have a right to say, we don't service animals?
Now, that's a really good question, because in every Publix, if you look at every Publix when you walk in, they have a huge poster that says, we allow service animals, we don't allow emotional support animals, and most of the time you can't put them in carts. And it's true. Emotional support animals are only for housing and the common areas involved in housing. If you go into a restaurant or if you go into a store, you're allowed to bring a service animal. And the difference between the two is a service animal is a dog or a miniature horse that's individually trained to assist a person with a disability. So it could be anything from a diabetes dog that smells when somebody's sugar is too high, or a seizure alert dog, or a guide dog, or a hearing dog, or a miniature horse that helps pull a person in a wheelchair.
Okay, so now that you've clarified that, we have one of the producers is out talking to a situation, a place that does animals, and they want to bring, I don't know if they do, but the conversation is to bring animals into the studio. Now, there's a couple of problems that I have bringing them here. One of them is the equipment, because I don't want something to fall on an animal and hurt it. So I asked them, can they cage it? Can I do that? In other words, a service animal, if it could be held in a cage because of the environment in here being what it is, or is that not permissible? Is that not something that's normal?
That's not usually permissible, because the animal then can't do its job. So if the animal can't do its job, then it cannot be in a cage. Usually animals can be either leashed or tethered, unless they need to be off of their leash in order to do their job, like a PTSD dog. A PTSD dog may be trained to go around the room to make sure that nobody is hiding in corners.
Really?
So those type of dogs don't have to be leashed. But usually a well-trained service animal for a disability that needs incredible training, like a hearing dog or a guide dog or a PTSD dog, has that level of training that they shouldn't be bumping into lights or cameras. Now, if you took my dog that isn't, who is a 95-pound Border Collie Great Dane mix, she would run and knock over everything. But usually a well-trained service animal doesn't.
It's funny because Mike out in Tampa has a big black lab, but he's big, just like your dog is big. And when they go to people's houses, the dog goes with him and he stays by the wheelchair. He can tell when Mike is having a seizure.
Sure.
Which is unbelievable. I never seen anything like that in my life. It's unbelievable. So they allow him in restaurants, they allow him everywhere. Mike sometimes doesn't, because the animal is still an animal, and sometimes he'll run into people, he'll run into things. It's just part of what it is. So it's interesting you're saying this conversation, because I'll tell the store they can, if it's, I mean, they're
Or
going to have
maybe
to.
we just go to them.
I said that to him.
Yeah.
But they want to come here.
Right.
And I don't want to say no. I just want to make sure that they understand. I don't want them to hurt themselves or have the animal or the person hurt themselves, which we have to sort of figure out how to get that accomplished. But it's good to know the information.
And a lot of people don't, and there's a lot of folks that rely on these mail-ins where they could mail in and for $30 get a card, and they don't go to their doctor. And mental health issues are serious, and mental wellness is serious. So even if you're thinking about doing it, to do it as part of a wellness regime is also good, because animals are nice. They help you.
They do.
Are there resources or ways for people to reach you for more information on anything that you do, civil rights or anything else?
Absolutely. I have a wealth of stuff on my website, which is www.dislawconsulting.com, where it says everything that I can do, how I could help, a lot of videos and a lot of resources, and quite a few videos on service and emotional support animals too.
I got to tell you, I would not have moved into my building if they would have said no.
I don't think they're allowed to say no.
I don't care what they say. I'm just telling you.
Right? Buildings cannot say no, because there's a law that's protecting mental wellness, ADA compliance.
Well, I'm just telling you.
Am I correct, Matt?
Well, it's the Fair Housing Act. The Fair Housing Act actually predates the ADA, and it provides protections for disabilities to get reasonable accommodations, which includes getting a dog. So a reasonable accommodation could be anything that you need in housing. It could be a closer parking space. So you could actually call your condo or your rental unit and say, I have a mobility impairment. I need a closer parking space. You get a doctor's letter that says that, and they're obligated to do it for you if they have spaces in front, like visitor spaces, or somebody's going to have to switch with you, and you're allowed the closer space. So it doesn't really matter if it's dogs, if it's parking spaces, if it's other rules, policies, and procedures that really affect your way of living there as a person with a disability. And you see these often with elevators that break in some of these buildings, that a person with a disability can't get downstairs because the elevator's broken and they're stuck in their unit. Fixing an elevator for a person with a disability or moving them to a lower unit, a first floor unit, is a well accepted accommodation.
And it's funny because in my building, all of them, all the bigger, because the door frames and all that, and the lower counters, all are on the first floor. They don't have them above, because it isn't about getting downstairs, it's about getting upstairs. And it's, that's one of the things I liked about this building. But if they had said no to Casper for whatever reason, I would tell Linda I'm not going in there. I'm just not doing it.
All right, we're going to take a commercial break. When we come back, we've got Helen Archer, Cosmic Astrology Society, and Debbie Dietz. We're going to be talking about change. It is good, but sometimes it takes a little bit of finessing on your housing situation. More to come. We'll be right back.
Are you ready to win a brand new 2027 Audi A3? The Core Foundation, in conjunction with AMP Media Futures Foundation, is giving you the chance to drive away in luxury while supporting scholarships and community programs. First prize, a new 2027 Audi A3. Second prize, an American Electric Stellar bike. Third prize, a $250 Visa gift card. The drawing will be held Saturday, December 19th, 2026 at the Fort Lauderdale Marriott North, and you do not need to be present to win. Tickets are only $20. Purchase yours today at Ampy Media Production Studio, or call 866-224-5422. That's 866-224-5422, or email mail to production@ampy2.tv.
AI is changing business fast. Is your business ready? Contact Steadwell.Solutions. With Steadwell Solutions, businesses can own and operate their own private AI systems instead of relying entirely on giant cloud data centers. Get the power of AI while keeping greater control of your valuable business information. Private, practical, powerful, and competitively priced. Don't watch your competition move ahead. Make AI your advantage today. Get started now. Email info@aichainexperts.com or visit steadwell.solutions. That's STEADWELL.solutions. Steadwell Solutions. Own your AI. Control your data. Power your future.
At AM2TV, we don't just create content. We produce experiences. From concept to final cut, we bring your vision to life with cinematic quality and precision. Whether it's music videos, branded content, or live productions, we make it stand out. AM2TV, where your vision gets amplified.
You're listening to the Midday Brooklyn Cafe Show with Dawn and Freddie S. Every weekday from 12 to 2, tune in for the ultimate midday escape. The perfect blend of entertainment, culture, and community, all served up with a side of Brooklyn flair. It's the South Florida show that everyone's talking about.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
Late nights, coffee cold, prayers in the walls. Broke a sun down with the music, don't fall. I was lost in the noise, searching for my sound. Then you walked through the door and the whole room turned around. All my broken pieces, all my scattered dreams. You heard the song I couldn't sing. God gave me you and wrapped it in a house called AM Studios. 4 walls, 1 heartbeat, where the broken learn to move. Every note we chase, every word we prove. God gave me you and wrapped it in a house called AM Studios. Yeah. Hey. He wrapped it in AM Studios. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Local voices rise from the beach to the block. Producers, poets, dreamers, never gonna stop. From summer sizzle nights to the early morning light. We build more than music, we build life. Every scar becomes a rhythm, every doubt finds a groove. You turn my silence into truth. God gave me you and wrapped it in a house called AM Studios. 4 walls, 1 heartbeat, where the broken learn to move. Every note we chase, every word we prove. God gave me you and wrapped it in a house called AM Studios. If this house ever falls, let the song remain. Love in the echo, faith in the flame. Community, family, purpose renewed. He gave me you. He gave me you. Oh, oh, oh. Yeah. Gave me you. Oh, oh, oh. God gave me you and wrapped it in a house called AM Studios. Local businesses, real impact. Stronger together too. Every voice matters. Every story's proof. God gave me you and wrapped it in a house called Studios.
All right, we're back.
Looking good.
Look at that, the lights work.
Looking good. All right, God bless you. All right, we're moving on. We're letting Debbie get a little more nervous up there on the green screen.
Oh, yeah. Now she's going to be highlighted. Little nerves is good.
All right, well, you know, it's Tuesday. Helen Archer is here of Cosmic Astrology Society. We've got now, it's lunar eclipse season, so I can't
What?
I'll light a candle for you now because you know what happens to me in the eclipses.
Okay, so we will be closing for the next week or two. I'm not putting up with this.
We're going to see.
done.
Maybe it's going to be better. All right. Gabe, let's roll her intro. Happy Tuesday, Helen.
Happy Tuesday.
All right, what's happening?
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
Well, we are now into Virgo season, so happy birthday to all my Virgo friends. And Mercury has gone into Virgo to join the sun, so now it's time to get down to work, brass tacks, get down to details, figure out how we're going to complete projects, especially today and tomorrow. The moon will be in Aquarius, which is making positive aspects to a lot of planets, so we can expect that funds for projects are going to be released, but not as much as we thought.
So interesting. You know,
So we're going to have to do
always on
more
point.
with less.
She's on point, always.
Is that what's
We'll s-
happening?
We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see. We'll see.
But funds are being released, so that's a good thing.
Whose funds? Ours or other funds?
Funds to complete projects?
Yeah.
I got to admit that the project system has increased. Opportunities have increased. Angles have increased. All of that, the framework, the mind framework has changed. Because I got to tell you, this has been a brutal summer. Brutal. People have shut down, they're withdrawn. They're not looking at the bigger picture, not looking at season coming. I think people finally are waking up, season's coming. Maybe it's because they're listening to you.
Well, you know, Leo is fun in the sun. And now that, you know, Virgo is changing and Mars is in Cancer, which is a work-oriented sign, and influence. Mars is ambition, Mars is energy, Mars is action. In Cancer, we're becoming creative. We're thinking about home, family, holidays, and the only thing we need to avoid is over-emotionalism, because Mars in Cancer is an emotional sign, so whenever Mars goes into any sign, it overdoes everything. It scatters everything. It turns some things negative. So negative emotions are in play, but mainly we have to put our emotions aside and now get down to work if we're going to be ready for the holidays, for the extra work that's coming. It's going to be coming after the eclipse. There's going to be major changes, and those companies that made administrative and organizational changes when Mercury was retrograding in the spring and also last month, in the final analysis, which we're going to do under Virgo, they're going to realize that their goals have not been met, that their objectives have not been reached, and that maybe the old way of doing things yielded better results, or another reorganization is necessary now that we see where we have loopholes and weaknesses and inefficiencies. So all of this is being revealed.
When is the eclipse?
The actual eclipse starts around 11 p.m. on the 27th and moves over till after midnight on the 28th, which means that the eclipse will be visible in North America. It's not a completely total eclipse, but it is to 96%.
Now, so what should we expect? Because today is the 25th, so we're right around there for the next week or so.
So
buckle up.
The planets going into Virgo, which is a dual-bodied sign, which is why, you know, we can multitask and do all kinds of things and get things organized and see where we have to be more efficient and try to schedule our work so that we can do the most with the least amount of time. So we have to step up. However, the Virgo planets, Sun and Mercury now, are not positive with Uranus in Gemini. Gemini and Virgo are both ruled by Mercury, so Gemini is another sign that's changeable, adaptable, or mutable as it's called. It's a dual-bodied sign. So now we've got all these different elements outstanding, and we have to take all these different segments and bring them together into one cohesive unit where we can move ahead and efficiently get our work done.
So it's not going to happen just because it's lined up to happen. You still have to do the work to put things in proper order.
You have to do the work, and you're working against the odds, because the 90-degree aspect between those mutable planets is bringing out all kinds of situations and conditions and discrepancies and disagreements between people who are doing the work and people who are running the show.
Wow. Interesting.
So a lot of people are dissatisfied with their managers, with their supervisors, with the corporate organization, and they've all been losing money. They've all had less work during the summer because of that horrible Mercury retrograde in July. And so now they want to make changes. And if they've been disparaged, if they've been criticized because they didn't get the work done, the work wasn't done the way the manager wanted, the manager reduced their hours, or whatever happened to bring on dissatisfaction with jobs and job performance, and you want to write a big letter in defense of yourself and say, this is wrong, and I've been abused, or I've been neglected, or I've been criticized, don't do it. Don't burn bridges. Don't make hasty decisions. Wait. Let the eclipse fall as it may. It's going to bring changes. It's going to reveal inefficiencies. It's going to reveal where people were more concerned about themselves as opposed to being a team or group player. And so there may be changes made. And you may end up being in a better position. So now is not the time to make changes, create controversies. Just play it cool, carry on, do the best you can, and if you want to make changes, if you see there's no room for advancement, if you want to move ahead, if you want to start a new business or a new project, wait at least until a week after the eclipse.
So if somebody proposes a bad deal, just a bad deal, or a weak deal, then you shouldn't fight against that bad deal, you shouldn't argue, you shouldn't make adjustments to that bad deal, or do you take the deal in as a whole? It's not a good deal for you.
If it's not a good deal for me, I wouldn't do anything yet. Don't make any commitments.
Yeah, but I need to give an answer because...
No, I got an email. You don't have to do an answer right now.
You don't need to give an answer. The money will be there. The project will be there. And if they try to go somewhere else thinking they're going to get a better deal, they're going to find out in the long run they're going to get nothing.
Good. Okay.
So just hang in there. Don't make changes. And the same goes for relationships. Right now, we have Mars in Cancer, which is self-oriented, which is emotionally driven. And we have Venus in Libra, which wants to have harmony and cooperation and diplomacy. And so because of those aspects and the self-serving nature of Mars in Cancer competing with the all-inclusive nature of Venus in Libra, which has opposition from Saturn and Neptune also. So we have a T-square in the heavens. So right now is not a good time to try to make definitive changes or end relationships. And if you're going to start a relationship, you're going to have to be really neutral and not try to move it ahead when it's not ready to go there.
Well, then let me ask you a philosophical question. Suppose this deal comes back. Do I want to do this deal and deal with this individual, knowing already the game it played before that I sort of ignored until now? Do I want to be involved in that, or just say, you know what, I changed my mind, I don't want to do it?
I wouldn't say I changed my mind, and I wouldn't say I'm involved. I would let the scene play out. Negotiate, use the details, try to figure out if you can come to a successful conclusion.
Okay.
But don't make a commitment, because as I told you,
Well, I got to commit to it.
You don't have to
Mars
right
is
now.
going to be moving into Leo sometime the next month, probably towards the end of the month, and that's going to be a 6-week cycle of increased business, of increased opportunities, of being able to move ahead of people being generous and enterprising, which they aren't right now. Right now, they're involved in domestic issues, in personal health issues, in subconscious leanings and negative aspects where they're fearful or hesitant, and they're not ready to move ahead. There's too many negative aspects, and the lunar eclipse is going to reveal more information than what you know right now.
Okay.
Just hang tight on everything.
Oh yeah, all of a sudden you were saying tight.
I know we want to move ahead. As I said, the next couple of days, there's positive aspects. So new deals are going to come up, new opportunities are going to come up, but we have this eclipse. It's a lunar eclipse, so things are still hidden. The moon is eclipsed. We don't know all the details, and especially with Mercury and Sun in Virgo, there's more information that hasn't been revealed. There's more details that we haven't learned about. So if you admit to a project and then the person comes along in the course of the next month and says, oh, but I also want this, or you also have to take this, and this into consideration, that you didn't have that information when you made the deal,
right,
and now you're stuck.
Okay.
And we don't want to be stuck.
No,
we want to be fluid.
That's exactly the way that deal was presented. There's a lot of this, and that's.
And especially if the money is not forthcoming.
And the money, I even said to Dawn, I don't see any money in this deal. To see very little money, but it gives experience. See, in here, unfortunately, I'm bound by two things. One is us, and the other one is in there. And I got to weigh out certain things to see if the experience will give them an opportunity to show just how good they really are. And I was tempted until my partner said, stop it.
I don't know. I mean, that's a dilemma. So you have to decide. I mean, if you're going to do a project for experience, then you shouldn't expect any remuneration.
Well, it didn't start out that way, but yes. It looks like
on the other hand, if you
go.
do a project and you're expecting to get paid, when, the Mars and Leo changes signs, you're going to be running after your money.
I'll be running after this money, yes. I'm well aware of that. And now youth again. And it's funny because when we had this conversation last Tuesday, I went after it just to see if it would be there. And then I saw that it presented itself as a different deal altogether. So now I'm in a holding pattern. And like she got an email, it's just a holding pattern, which is okay with me.
She says hold till after lunar eclipse anyway, so you hold till next week.
Well, now if he shows up tomorrow, then you could tell him, no, you have to wait until the lunar eclipse. I got to tell you something. You're going to make a deal with me, let's make a deal. You want to play games, take it next door.
I'm a big believer if waiting for the cards are stacked for you, not against you. So if she's telling us the way the cards are stacked, you wait a week.
Listen, when I started streaming, the cards were stacked against me anyway. Nobody ever heard of this thing. So what much stack am I do stack every day, but make a deal that's good for you and for us. Don't just make a deal that's only one side, because that's not a deal.
That's for sure. It's not a deal. And Pluto in Aquarius and the planets in Aries has to benefit everybody.
Exactly.
And then you want to tie yourself up because you don't know what's coming.
That's what she said last week. Don't tie yourself up with a bad deal so you don't have room for the good deals.
Yes.
On the other hand, you have some extra time and things are slow and you want to give your crew some experience, then do that. I mean, that would be a good time to do that now, to work out the details. And also we could have electrical problems with the Mercury and Uranus ruling electricity, and Mercury and all these planets being a negative aspect at the eclipse. You may have issues with electricity, with technology, with equipment that has to be worked out before you can do anything.
That was last week.
So that would be, something to concentrate on. And same with the house. And same with your office. Get it organized. Get it efficient. Clear away the clutter, because when the work comes in, you want to be ready. You don't want to be having to spend time doing that.
True.
Prepare.
All right. Thank you, Helen. We have more, or we're good?
Saturday, there's no aspects.
Saturday's
a great day for a date night, for socializing.
Saturday's a good day to socialize.
Why? How can you have no aspects? How does that happen?
You get lucky. You got one good day. Take
Well, the
advantage
plan-
of it.
Every now and then we
planet's
have a day
turned
with no
off.
aspects. So, we don't have any cross currents. But the eclipse influence will still be there for a week. But yeah, take a day to relax, enjoy yourself, have a good time.
So I could jump out of a plane on Saturday?
If that's what you want to do. Although I wouldn't do anything dangerous right now because things have a way of turning during the eclipse. Plus, you never know what the weather is going to be. There could be, weather. And as you see, we have all these storms in the Pacific, like 7 or 8 of them.
Fires, storms, it's crazy.
And fires and drought. So anyway, that's going to change soon. But yeah, for the meantime, on Sunday is a good time to get your house organized, spend some time with family, and then Monday we'll start and see what happens.
Wow.
How do
Now
people-
you have me on pins and needles.
You can find Helen at Cosmic Astrology on TikTok and on Facebook. Anywhere else?
That's enough.
She's doing her thing.
And
She's
here.
working her magic.
And come on in here and talk
And
to
that
her.
eclipse is in Pisces.
Of course it is. I
So,
don't know what that means.
the moon is in Pisces. So I think you'll be energized. I think you'll find all kinds of new things to do. And you're going to have an exciting time for the holiday season. I think you're going to be very, very busy, and you're going to be recognized for your achievements for the community. So you have good things ahead. For right now, it's just kind of like cool it.
I got to tell you, I listen to her.
I know you
because
do.
for
I'm
the
really
last-
glad.
For the last 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, I'm just looking for new elements, new angles, new. There are people talking to me because of the newsletter that went out. It says, if you're a chef in Miami, come on in. Tell me what kind of chef you are, a private chef. I said, private, public, whatever it is, come and do it. We have our guests today. They're doing their thing. Everybody has a right to tell us what you do and how it benefits the community. So you're 100% right. The more angles you make, the better show, the more information, the more this, the more that. And just keep going
And
with it.
take this time to reach out to people.
Agreed.
Sounds
You know,
good.
go over your list of people that, you thought you were going to have a deal with and it kind of faded away, especially in July. Go back over there. Go back to those people, go back to those projects, and see if you can develop them now.
You know something? That's what I'm going to do this weekend. I'm going back to
sounds
Boynton.
like a plan.
I'm going back to Boynton. I'm going to see what we can drum up. Because now is the time. Season is when everybody comes down here, even though I don't think the Canadians are coming down here, but there's going to be people coming down here. Now is the time to highlight who you are, what you do, and why.
Helen, thank you so much.
My pleasure.
So just sit tight for another week. It's a lunar eclipse. Sorry, we did the solar already. We're going to get out of eclipse season. Weather's going to get better. Just hang tight. We're right there on the cusp of greatness. More to come. We'll be right back.
Back September 18th through the 20th, stars from Sons of Anarchy, Tori Spelling, wrestling legend Kevin Von Erich, and more. See cosplayers, star cars, artists, and hundreds of vendors. Fun for the whole family. September 18th through the 20th, South Florida Expo Center, West Palm Beach, Florida. Get tickets now at ultraconcity.com. That's ultraconcity.com.
Looking for great coffee and a place to unwind? Come to Tiki Coffee and Desserts. We serve gourmet coffee made fresh, rich espresso, smooth lattes, and handcrafted specialty drinks made just the way you like them. Pair it with one of our delicious desserts, from creamy cheesecakes to fresh pastries and sweet treats, made to satisfy every craving. No matter what you're in the mood for, you can trust that it's been prepared with care and quality ingredients. Enjoy a warm, welcoming atmosphere where our friendly staff make you feel right at home the moment you walk in. Whether you're meeting friends, taking a break, getting some work done, or simply treating yourself, Tiki Coffee and Desserts is the perfect stop. Don't miss out on an irresistible experience you'll want to come back to again and again. Tiki Coffee and Desserts, the hottest new coffee shop in Boca.
Hi everyone, my name's Herschel Faber. I am the director and producer of Ethan Bloom. We are in our 18th week at Movies of Del Rey in amazing Delray Beach. Come on down, see the movie, bring a friend. It's a feel-good film. It'll make you laugh and make you cry, but in a good way. And I hope to see you there. We do Q&As on the weekends. They're a lot of fun, and I look forward to meeting you all.
You're listening to the Midday Brooklyn Cafe Show with Dawn and Freddie S. Every weekday from 12 to 2, tune in for the ultimate midday escape. The perfect blend of entertainment, culture, and community, all served up with a side of Brooklyn flair. It's the South Florida show that everyone's talking about.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
Started where the concrete grows tall. Brooklyn Bridge in our blood, heard the city call. But the compass spun south, sun hit our face. Found a new home in a palm tree place. Now we broadcast live from the Boca Sand. Still reppin' BK with the mic in hand. They say you left and why, now we brought it here. 6 borough vibes, let me make it clear. From Flatbush to Federal Highway, same grind. New skyline, cafecito sweet. But the brew's still strong. Wherever we at, that's where we belong. We are Media Studios, yeah, we global now. 6 boroughs of NYC, Boca Raton, bow down. Brooklyn heart, Florida heat, watch us move the crowd. Streaming live, rising high, this is what it's about. And media, turn it up. And media, never down. Oh yeah, never down. Yeah, camera one on deck, lights on, take a sip. Brew crew in the building every morning, we equip. Pastor with the word, jokes with the news. Sunshine home care, got the sponsor views. We took the train south, but kept the Metro card. Hustling our chest, yeah, the rhythm's hard. No snow to shovel, just waves to ride. But that BK state of mind we never put aside. Oye mi gente, escucha bien. Desde Nueva York hasta Boca Raton, tenemos el sabor, tenemos la fe. En Media Studios, súbele. Con café cubano en la mano y el corazón brooklyniano. Unimos la calle con la palma pa' llevar esperanza a toda la alma. Dale, que esto está encendido. 6 boroughs representing unido. En Media Studios, yeah, we global now. 6 boroughs of NYC, Boca Raton, bow down. Hey. Brooklyn heart, Florida heat, watch us move the crowd. Streaming live, rising high, this is what it's about. And media, turn it up. And media, never down. Oh yeah, never down. So when you see the bridge on the screen, know we about to barrel to the palm tree scene. Boca by the beach, BK in the soul, and Media Studios, that's how we roll. 6 borough forever. Fade out on the cafecito steam.
Hey.
Hey.
Well, there's a whole new definition to banana split. in
It's
here.
so funny because it's all perception because today is banana split day. So Fonzie made the video with the banana split and he was explaining it to me. So to me, I thought the banana split, you would slice it lengthwise is what I was anticipating, and then ice cream. And he split it the other way, which
No,
is
he
really
told
funny.
me, he started to talk to me about that whole thing. I just got up and left.
It's all a
I
matter of
couldn't-
perception.
I could not understand what the hell he was talking about.
All right, so we've got Debbie Dietz joining us with a new segment. It is called Thoughtful Living for Real Life, and what that looks like as we get older at any age and changes, even if you're becoming independent and leaving your parents' house, what that looks like. When you have children and you move to the next stage, when your kids leave, there's a lot of things about real life, a lot of changes. So Debbie, welcome back.
Thank you so much. Hi, I'm Debbie Dietz. I am going to talk today to you about housing, real estate, and what you need to think about beyond just buying your house so that you can make the right decision or thoughtful decision that works for you right now in the moment and for your future you and what you might need as you grow older or as the future continues. So I'm here to talk through some of that with you, think through some of that, and remind you of some of the things that you might need to think about as you move forward with some of these changes and decisions. Thank you.
Okay, so let's start this off really simple. So as I've gotten older, now I used to own a lot of homes in New York, and I used to have to shovel and all that wonderful stuff. Then I came to Florida, cutting grass and all that stuff. Now that I'm over my 60s, I don't want to own a home where I have to do the work, and then they say to go and then they find companies. I'd rather rent in real estate right now. Good time, bad time. Somebody over their 60, is that a good time to do it? Or
to rent versus own?
To rent versus own, yeah.
Well, it really depends on your financial situation, whether you rent or own. But there's ways that if you have a house and you want to sell it and go to a different house, that maybe you don't have to do all of those so-called chores around the house. There's a lot of communities that will do some of that work for you so that you have the time to enjoy life, enjoy the amenities of the area or the property, where someone else might mow your lawn, take care of your pool, and do some of that heavy lifting around the house so that you don't have to do that, yet you can still have a house, live in a house, own a house.
What about HOAs that come with that? The wonderful 3-letter word, the HOA, which is, to me, I'm sorry, I can't deal with them. I just can't.
Well, yes, they do get a bad reputation. However, they do serve a purpose and do a lot of good. And so you need to look at the HOA. What is included in the HOA? What is the board doing? When I moved into my new property, we actually went and looked in the court records and saw how many times they sued people and were being sued as a way to determine if this was an HOA that might not be as intense as some of the other ones. So there's different things, and this goes into that thoughtful living that I'm talking about. Things you might not think about that might give you some of those answers that you think might be so panicky for you, but maybe some of them are better than others.
Gotta do some homework.
Now, if we look at a certain age demographic, all right, so let's look at our age demographic. Our kids are grown. Maybe we don't want the big house anymore. You talked about renting versus owning. Maybe we're looking at a 55-plus community because it has amenities that as we age gracefully where we want to be, there are things to look for. Like when our kids were going to school, right? You look for the appropriate school and the groceries and activities for your kids. Now we want to look for things that we may want to do in the next stage of life. What are some of those things that we want to look at?
Absolutely. So you're right. When we had kids, we wanted to know the playgrounds, we wanted to know the schools. Now that we don't have our kids in our house every day, we want to look at what we want to do. And some of us might have to rethink about, oh my God, what do I like to do? And how do I figure out what I want to do? So you want to look at, if you enjoy coffee, are there coffee shops? That's how I met you guys, at a coffee shop, right? Because I went there because I enjoy having a cup of coffee in the afternoon. Are there public libraries that offer programming and book readings at night? Are there bookstores? Are there museums, art shows? What activities are in the community that will give you the ability to find out what you do like again? Pickleball is very popular. Are there pickleball courts? Are there exercise gyms? All the different things. So make sure that there's activities around you that you might be interested in doing or trying out. Also, go to the communities you're looking at, go have dinner, have coffee, have breakfast. See what the community looks like at different times of the day, on the weekend, before you make that decision and purchase that house.
And what about clubhouses? Do they still have, I remember my grandparents moved in, they're 55 plus. The clubhouse was the anchor. They had entertainment and they had shuffleboard and they had things going on. I mean, it was so long ago that when we would visit, we had to wear swimming caps to go in the pool. But it was really important for them and there was exercise or different classes, still something important to look at?
Absolutely, and that goes into your HOA. How much are you gonna pay per month, and do you want all that? Because there are communities that have that. Some of the new ones being built have bars and wine storage lockers if you're into wine, and spas and all kinds of amenities if you like athletics or sports, tennis, pickleball, bocce ball is really popular now. So yes, all of those are things to look at, and think now. You might not want it right now, but you might want it in 10 years, 15 years. What is available so that you can stay on the property and be close to your neighbors and have a real social life all built in for you as you're looking maybe in your 50s now for what you might need in the future.
Are they building homes now that are more handicap accessible in the newer communities, or are they still modifications that you would look at to make?
From what I'm seeing, there's still, you would have to make modifications. Now, on the other hand, a lot of them are being built from the ground up. It's so that as they're building them, you can request certain things be built into it as they're being built. Maybe you want wider doorways, or you want ramp instead of steps, or have the walls in the bathrooms reinforced so that if you do want to put in grab bars, the walls are already built the right way to sustain the weight needed for the grab bars. So you do have some choices, and you can say, oh, well, maybe I think about this now. Let me build from the ground up and build that into it. It's much cheaper if you build it as you're building it than to retrofit it later.
You know, I wish I had known her before I moved into Beaucaire.
That's a long time ago.
I know, that was a long time ago. But when I moved into Beaucaire, on a Sunday afternoon, there was an ad in the paper, and the guy says, you have to see this house. Now, I see signs sometimes, and I call him, and I meet him in front of Beaucaire Country Club, and he takes me to a house, and I see this humongous house. And I go to myself, I can't afford this. And the house was in trouble. It was upside down, so he was looking just to get out. So the house is really, really inexpensive. I did not do any homework whatsoever on this house. I said, let's get it. Let's do this. And we did. I didn't talk about the clubhouse, which went through 3 renovations. HOA fees went from here to there. I didn't look at the people there. I didn't play cards. I didn't even know how to play cards. I did television commercials in there, which that's how they got to know me, is because I did television for Pinozzo and stuff. But I gotta tell you, you gotta do your homework. The caddies that did, the country club had 18 holes of golf. They loved me because I used to play with them in the back 9. I wasn't allowed to play with the caddies. I said, I'm from New York, I play with anybody. No, you can't play with the help. So we used to have to hide in the back to help them play with us. They used to give us free balls and everything else. So you gotta do your homework, no matter what it looks like. It could be, I gotta tell you, it was great. It was a great investment getting out of there. We sold it and we did really, really well. But at the same time, I was not prepared for that kind of style. I mean, I'm not from that, maybe Dawn is, but not me. And there was nothing but CEOs in there, executives from all over the world that were retiring. I'm like, they said, what do you do? I says, yeah, I do a little radio show. I felt about this big. So you have to sort of prepare yourself where you're gonna move and think about maybe a 5-year plan, where you're gonna be, how much help. I mean, I had a sauna in my house, a sauna. You know, it's to wake up, take a shower, and turn the sauna on. I'm like, what is this?
No one's feeling sorry for you right now.
I feel sorry for me.
Just saying, the violins are not coming
I feel sorry for me.
Story.
But I feel sorry for me because I wasn't prepared. You know, you look at all the amenities, because don't just talk about amenities you're talking about. You look at all the amenities, but if you are shy or you're not a people person because this is not what you're used to living, you don't enjoy it. It's not the same anymore. I've learned now. My kids came, a lot of friends came over. I did business deals. I did streaming. I took Bobby to dinner at the clubhouse. It was impressive, yada, yada. Everybody had to know your name. They had to know your first and last name at the country club. They had to.
But that's when your kids were younger. Look now when you're looking at, you moved to a smaller place because you didn't want the maintenance.
Not because of me. Don't say that.
You didn't want the maintenance.
I like big houses.
Okay.
I like 4-bedroom houses. And everybody says to me, what do you need with a 4-bedroom house? I says, better than 3. And they go, why? Because there's one more. I will find a need. When we came in here, I told Dawn, what are we gonna do with all this room? Now I need a bigger boat. I need another wing added to this thing, because I expand.
All right, Debbie, so in the next generation, right, then we look at our parents' age, change is really hard because you're losing all the memories that you had in one place. You maybe have lost a spouse, and now you're leaving those memories behind. Plus, you've got a house and a lifetime full of stuff. What do we look for next?
And that's when it's hard, and then your children come in and are helping and might be telling you what you might not want to hear. But for me, I say to people, what are you doing every day but being here? Are you having fun? Are you out? Are you socializing? What is keeping you excited about life? So maybe a change is going to give you that excitement back, that desire to want to put on makeup, do your hair, buy a new outfit, get involved, meet new people. You don't have to meet everybody. You find one or two people that you're comfortable with, and you can really enjoy your life, and you can share your memories with them. With computers now, you can digitize everything. You could have boxes of pictures on your phone, on your iPad, and have your memories go with you. But there's no reason to stop your life and just say, I'm done. There's new ways to move, deal with the change, embrace the change, and make the rest of the life work for you and your children. The children don't have to worry about you if they know you're someplace where you're with other people, having food, having fun. Your children want that for you, and we want everybody to be happy and excited.
And there's all different levels, right? That we've talked. Or before the show, we talked about whether it's aging in place at home and making modifications in your current house for financial reasons, or because you just love it and it works for you and it's a great community, or maybe you're downsizing to a 55-plus community where it has all the amenities that you want, and then you can get the modifications, or even if you're moving to an independent living or an assisted living. There's so many things, there's so many options that, Debbie, you can help them with.
Yeah, it's overwhelming. And what do all those words that, Dawn, you just said, what do they mean? And what is the difference between them? What about cost? What about comfort? What about how invasive you might feel people being in your environment? And that's where I can help people figure out what you need, what you want, what your comfort level is, and which of all those options is the best for you and for your family to feel comfortable of where you're going, so that everybody's happy with the decision. And that's where I'm going to be able to help people and make sure that they're where they feel comfortable and don't feel that someone made them make this decision against their will.
See, that's what I like is that change, when you get older, changes every day. There are changes every single day that I'm going through. Some are good, some I don't understand, some are great, some aren't so great, but there are decisions you have to make. And I think that you can help people understand things. I mean, we had a talk there for, it could have been 3 hours.
Yeah.
Because every day you see things a little bit different. How you get to work, how you drive, the car you're driving, who's in the car with you, who's next to you, who's on the highway, who's this. Every day is a different challenge. And how you approach these different challenges is how your day is gonna go. Which I never thought at their age, I never worried about that. I see it now, because there are different things happening at the same time. You know, this one has a birthday coming up. And when she has this birthday coming up, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna call you guys. You gotta sit right here. You gotta sit right next to me. I got a chair waiting for you right over here. Because change means different things to different people. And you sort of have to accept the fact that there is change. It doesn't mean that's the end of life. It just means you're gonna change your life and have some fun. Like going away for Thanksgiving when I went to St. Augustine. I didn't tell my family where I was going, I just went. No reservation, nothing, until I got there. And I had the time of my life. And I did it for 4 years in a row. And then they said, oh, you gotta come and have Thanksgiving with us. I gotta go back to that traditional old way. No, man, I don't wanna do that. I don't wanna do that. So it's important that you understand change. And if you have a coach that can help you do that, you're way ahead of the game, man. Simple.
Yeah.
It's really simple.
Because when you're young, right, you think change is exciting and you look for the opportunity. As you get older and comfortable, change becomes scary and we forget that change is exciting and that we wanted it for so long. And so how do you make those changes and not let the fear stop you from making a decision that ultimately you really want, but are just scared to take that first movement towards?
I like that.
And the finances. It's hard. We have a lot of crew in here, they live with their parents. So even that change of moving from your parents' home to living on your own or with a roommate, whatever it is, that's the change of finances, right? That cuts into what you would normally do, but you have a lot more independence. So you've got the pros and the cons, and you can help people through real estate, through Kai's.
Yes, I work at Kai's Realty in Boynton Beach, but I'm licensed to work throughout the state of Florida. So any needs you have, I can help you, I can advise you, I can find someone in your local area and work with them, or you can work directly with me in this area around here. But absolutely.
So I'm excited. It's a new segment. It's going to run through the rest of the year for us.
One of the biggest investments you're going to be making in your life is a home. If you're a first-time home buyer, big investment. Get somebody who understands you and understands your home you're getting. If you're going to have children, that's a different home. If you're going to turn it into a business. I saw a lot where I live up in Boynton, there's a mixed use. And I worked with Linda and I said to them, this is a mixed use property. Back in New York, for 20 years, I made a fortune on mixed use properties. And she says, what is it? And I explained it to her. You know what it is, right? And the bottom line here is if you find a mixed use in Florida, look deeply into it. Give you a call. And they said, can you look into this property for me? Because I got to tell you something. It could be a winner for you. It could change your life.
The zoning is important also, which is another topic we'll cover.
Like I tell you, I'm just going to say mixed use. I'll let the professionals tell you what you can do with it. But the absolute truth is it can change your life, your kid's life, their kid's life.
You know, I'm even thinking, Debbie, we moved, we downsized, we redid the bathroom so it will be handicap accessible should I need it later. But now I got to look at putting a pool fence in. So the accommodations, alarm on the windows for the grandbabies. So there's always adaptations to make as life changes.
Yeah, and being aware to be able to find information that gives you accurate information that tells you the right safety, tells you how to do it, how to make it affordable if possible, and not to get tricked by people that tell you have to have a license when you don't need a license for an emotional support animal. So those are the things I want to be able to give people really accurate, truthful, useful, helpful information so that they can live where they want to live the way they need to live and invite their grandkids over and not worry that they're going to be in the pool or whatever the next thing might be, and give people that information that's helpful, useful, and usable for them.
And just have the conversation. Debbie's so easy to talk to, which is really, really nice. Totally unassuming, and just open up the conversation. You never know. Sometimes change is good. Actually, a lot of times change is good. You just don't know it because you're so in your comfort zone. When you get out of it, that's when the magic happens.
Mm-hmm. And then you look back and say, oh, I wish I would have done this 5 years before. It's just so much fun, and you'd forget that fear.
It's true. All right, so how do people reach you?
You can reach me by emailing me at debbiedietz@kais.com, or I have a website, debbiedietz.kais.com. I'm on social media, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok. I'm all over the place, so you can find me, reach out to me, send me a text, send me an email, call my cell phone number. It's on my website. And let's talk and find out where you are in this process and how we can work together to get you where you want to be. Thank you so much.
Good. Thoughtful living. All right, more to come. We're going to take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll wrap it up. We'll be right back.
Are you ready to win a brand new 2027 Audi A3? The Core Foundation, in conjunction with AMP Media Futures Foundation, is giving you the chance to drive away in luxury while supporting scholarships and community programs. First prize, a new 2027 Audi A3. Second prize, an American Electric Stellar bike. Third prize, a $250 Visa gift card. The drawing will be held Saturday, December 19th, 2026 at the Fort Lauderdale Marriott North, and you do not need to be present to win. Tickets are only $20. Purchase yours today at Ampy Media Production Studio or call 866-224-5422. That's 866-224-5422 or email mail to production@ampy2.tv.
AI is changing business fast. Is your business ready? Contact Steadwell.Solutions. With Steadwell Solutions, businesses can own and operate their own private AI systems instead of relying entirely on giant cloud data centers. Get the power of AI while keeping greater control of your valuable business information. Private, practical, powerful, and competitively priced. Don't watch your competition move ahead. Make AI your advantage today. Get started now. Email info@aichainexperts.com or visit Steadwell.Solutions. That's STEADWELL.Solutions. Steadwell Solutions. Own your AI, control your data, power your future.
At AM2TV, we don't just create content, we produce experiences. From concept to final cut, we bring your vision to life with cinematic quality and precision. Whether it's music videos, branded content, or live productions, we make it stand out. AM2TV, where your vision gets amplified.
You're listening to the Midday Brooklyn Cafe Show with Dawn and Freddie S. Every weekday from 12 to 2, tune in for the ultimate midday escape. The perfect blend of entertainment, culture, and community, all served up with a side of Brooklyn flair. It's the South Florida show that everyone's talking about.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
All right, we're back to say goodbye. That was good.
Nice show.
That was nice.
Nice new crew members. Going to work with some of the kids that are still here for the day.
Yeah, working in and out, coming with different angles. Like I said, Lindsay is going to be working with us. We got the A1 girl, Alicia, and
AI, Alicia and Priscilla.
Women in AI, which is an interesting concept. We got Seema coming back. We have Wendy tomorrow. And then we're going to be going on the road on Friday to the shirt guy's place. You remember the name of it?
Wander Visions.
Wonder Vision.
Not Wonder, Wander.
Yeah, I'm going to go get an octopus shirt.
Dana sent you an octopus saying hello, by the way.
Did she? Wow. But we're coming to a place near you. I'm going to listen to what Helen said today. I'm going to go visit our stomping grounds up in Boynton. And new elements are coming. Enjoy life. That's what it's all about. And if you hit that certain age...
You hit it already.
Who, me?
I'm just catching up.
Yeah, but have a good time with it. Do the unexpected, and you'll never, ever psych yourself out.
It's interesting because we talked in the morning show yesterday how my perspective of things has changed. I don't think yours has, because you still think you're 12.
It doesn't matter, so I'm 12. I'm
Guys
11.
don't change their perspectives. I don't know. Is your perspective still the same of doing things and going out with the guys now as it was then?
Yeah.
Is yours?
Totally different.
See?
It's a woman-man thing.
It must be.
It's like, yeah.
They
What
forgot
I
how to
want
have
is total-
fun.
It just fun has changed. I'm very happy doing my own
How
things
has
sometimes.
fun changed?
My perspective, because I don't know if it's about being fun. It's more for me about being in peace. And
peace.
In my own space and peace and calm. How about for you?
I think it's also about being comfortable in your own skin.
Yeah.
And where you might have before gone because you thought it was expected of you to do it or people thought you needed to do it. Now I feel like I'm going to do what I want to do because it makes me happy and not because it makes anybody else happy. And if I'm comfortable and happy, it's good enough for me. And I think that's why my approach has changed about what I do, because it's about what I want to do now. I spent many, many years making sure everybody else got to do what they needed to do at the expense of what I wanted to do.
No, you don't want to do that.
And but I think a lot of women do that. That's really how this whole show had exploded.
I don't know how you can say that. Because for the last 10 years, you've done you.
Yeah, but I
been
didn't
everywhere.
do me before those 10 years.
Well, I didn't know you. And I gave you 4 years to come and do you, and you said no.
But it's like
No.
getting to a point where your kids are out of the house or they're not needing you anymore, and your husband or your spouse is doing whatever they do. They've built their thing, their career, and you actually have a chance to do you. And it's an adjustment period to say what you want to say and how you want to say it. And then to actually step out and say, I'm going to go to this event, or I'm not going to go. You want to go? Great. I don't need to do that. I want to read a book. You can go to a football game. Whatever it is.
Just don't read the book at the football
But
game.
you know what?
You're
If that's
good to go.
if that's the compromise, that's okay too. But we're both excited to have you both joining us. Dietz and Dietz.
Yeah, we
Well,
are too.
Yeah. Our biggest change was when I turned 55, I moved to a 55 and older community. I mean,
How
come on.
was that?
Strange. Absolutely strange.
Why is it strange?
Because I grew up in New York. I lived in Miami. I didn't have a neighborhood. I had a neighborhood, but everybody acts differently. It's sort of like laid back on one sense, but on the other sense, they're really intense when it comes to HOA meetings.
I think the HOA meetings are intense even if you're 25.
You know, one thing that did happen, I was told by Debbie that I could not go to any HOA meetings because I don't want to get involved in what they do, especially as a fair housing attorney. It's like, stay away. Do not come here.
That's because you are a walking book of knowledge. And at an HOA meeting, there are intimidation factors because they want to do things. And sometimes for the betterment of the community, I'll give you that. But other times, you got to scratch your head and says, why are we paving the roads for the third time in less than a year? Makes no sense. And then you will step in there, and I can see all hell breaking loose, and I can see her saying, oh, God, he's going to talk again.
I want to live here.
Yes.
Please stop.
Because that's the problem. The adjustment is that you have too much knowledge. That's the thing. But that's okay. That adjustment will come. 55 is a number, man. If they're going to get hip to who you are, have them big parties and do what you got to do, and they come to you eventually. May take a little time, but it's all good.
Warner, I think you have someone here to meet with you.
Okay, that's good.
All right. Well, it's a
You're right
pleasure
there.
to have you. Thoughtful.
Living for real life.
Thank you. Maybe
Still working on it. Still working
on
on it.
About change. Change is okay. And I'm going through it with my mom, and I'm totally transparent. I lost my dad last year. We talked about that change. And now with my mom, and I'm watching the kids. They had their apartment they rented. Now with the baby and maybe another one, they want to grow a family. What that change looks like, a bigger house, but where do you afford a bigger house in South Florida? So there's so many changes for every stage, and Debbie's here to help you for anything that you need. And of course, you're looking for communities for your kids, for schools, for playgrounds, and then playgrounds for us as we change. It's going to be great.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Welcome. And now you can keep Casper.
I can keep Casper.
Keep
World of knowledge on this side of the room. Trust me when I tell you that, because in Florida, when I came down from New York, I didn't know anything. And I got taken advantage from work, from people, everything. And we have somebody who has a little bit of experience and they understand how things should work, you're better off. So tune into this. This could be a lot of fun.
All right, more to come. Have a great afternoon, everyone. Stay safe, be kind to each other, embrace the change. Wow, that sounds crazy coming from me. Anyway, we'll see you tomorrow, 9 a.m. drive time.
Don't be late.
Bye-bye.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show's over, the Brooklyn Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S. will bring you more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. We'll see you next time.